Hi everyone. So I saw all the posts from the LA Dodgers, and you know what? My hat's off to them because I know what it's like. I know what it takes. When you have a job here, that's what it's like. Just to have a job, you have to go in every day and you have to give 110%. Not 100%. Oh no. You want to earn that minimum wage, you have to give 110%. There's no I've got a health problem, I need some accommodation. They don't care. They don't care. And I'd like to congratulate all those who coordinated all the calls, who harassed me for 20 years and more. Your plan succeeded. I may soon be out of your lives completely. You can all come to my funeral service. That was your plan, right? That was your plan. You wouldn't stop until I got disabled. You said, oh no, they'll give you accommodation for disability. Well, guess what? They didn't give me any accommodation for disability. So, my hat's off to the LA Dodgers. They earned it. They earned it. There's no halfway. There's no, win or lose. There's no halfway. And I admire the Blue Jays. They played well. We had a good run. We had a good series. But at the end of the day, only one team takes home the trophy and only one team takes home the money. That's it at the end of the day. I wish there was a runner-up prize. I wish there was a way that it could be different, but that's the reality. And when I came to Canada, I had nobody. No one cared. It's just like once you move out, you move into your place, you sink or swim. That's it. You come here thinking, oh yeah, you know what, there's a Goan community. People will help you. They'll help you to adjust. They'll come visit you. They'll take you out. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. And even the people that I've helped, that I've mentored, a few of them stay in touch with me, which is nice. But the rest of them, I don't hear from them. They go on to succeed. They go on to get good jobs. It would be a Christian thing to do to reach back and to say, hey, you know what, Belinda helped me. Let me see where I can put her name in for a job as an executive assistant or in HR. Because you know what, if she didn't give me that reference, if she didn't help my family get into Blessed Sacrament and from that our children get into good schools, we wouldn't be where we are today. But they don't. They like, oh no, we did it. We did it on our own. Nobody helped us, which is not true. I helped a lot of people in this community. Even in the church, the Catholic Church, the Anglican Church, I helped a lot of people. Do any of them reach back to give me a job, to say, yeah, you know what, there's a position coming up as an executive assistant in the church or in communications, not just here, but globally? Do any of them do it? They don't. They say, oh yeah, we'll pray for you. Thanks for your prayers, but you know what? Prayer in action matters as much. Putting my name forward for those jobs, not putting pressure on me, accommodating me at work. Those are the things that matter, not just lip service. And that's all I've had in this country is lip service. I don't want and I don't need those minimum wage jobs that you keep putting me forward for, which can't even pay my rent. They can't even afford dental or to go for an eye checkup or just the basics. Oh, but everyone's going through a hard time. Yeah, but everybody didn't have to work their butt off like I did and go to night school and study for 7 years and win Employee of the Month on many, many jobs and then be stabbed in the back. Not everybody had to go and meet with the MPs on their own and make a case for bringing their mother to Canada, and nobody else could be bothered to come to that meeting with me. Not everybody else had to push back. When my mother came here, I told her, you're not going to like living there in Milton. She's like, oh no, let me go. And then she didn't like it afterwards. I said to her, well now, you'll have to stay there because you people all coordinated with the family and you made a decision that hurt me. So you will have to stay there now because I can't do anything. So when people that love you tell you the right thing and the right way and look out for your interests, you should be looking out for their interests too. My sister and my brother-in-law only had my mother there to help me. It was to help me because she didn't want to stay with me. I'm the one that always lands up with the short end of the stick. Always. And even the lady that's helping Father Larry in the church, Maria, she knows I put in just as much work as her, if not more. Even she's been trying to help me to get a position in the church. Even she knows. Even I told her. She said to me, it should be the opposite of what they're doing to you, including your family. She said, your mother shouldn't be telling you that, oh no, you can't hold those top jobs and you're the problem. I said, yeah, I know. So I'm also tired of it. I'm tired of it. I just keep it formal now with people because the way that I was on those calls was not me. Oh, good morning. How are you today? I'm like, hi, how's it going? That's me. But when I send those messages to Bono, that's me. Not this formal, oh, good morning, how are you today? That's not me. But you have to adjust to the culture where you are. If you don't put on the show, you're not going to succeed. That's the reality. I succeeded on my campaigns because I adjusted. I adjusted to the American clients, to the Australian clients, to the clients in Europe. I adjusted. I know how to deal with the different cultures and how to adjust, how to change my voice, how to change my mannerisms. Nobody helped me with that. There were things I had to learn on my own. You think that, oh yeah, there's a Goan community, they'll help you to adjust, they'll help you if you need something, they'll help you because they know how hard it was for them. Oh no, they will not help you. They'll tell you, why don't you go and get the lowest paid job? Why don't you go and work in as a maid? That's what they'll tell you. And they'll put their sons-in-laws and their daughters into the top jobs, the jobs at EY, the accounting jobs. That's what they'll do because that's what they've done to me. That's what they've done to me. And many of them are my mother's and father's friends. Or they'll tell me, why don't you go and get a job? You know, beauty is always something that people are interested in. Why don't you go and get a job painting nails in a salon? They know my skills. They know my qualifications. They know how good I am. But that's what they'll tell me. And then they'll say, well, you know, we want our children to work in the top jobs, in the church, in the financial institutions. So, my dad's watching what everybody's doing to me. That's all I can say. I'm not doing these talks for the fun of it. I'm doing them for people who want to know the reality and who want to know how to succeed and how to become the best of the best. If you don't want to become the best of the best, don't follow me. Don't listen to my talks and don't follow me. If you're happy to stay a cleaner, if you're happy to stay painting people's nails in the salon, carry on. Don't listen to me. Maria, all the people in my church are fighting for me to get an opportunity in the church because they know how good I am. They know. So there's a lot of discrimination in Canada, a lot. And if you think I'm lying, you people are probably saying, oh yeah, there she goes again. Yeah, there I go again. What happened after the MLB game, after the baseball game with the Dodgers and the Blue Jays? Did they have the compassion or the kindness to say, okay, you know what, there's a big game going on. We'll make sure there's transit running. We'll make sure that things are in place. Did they? They couldn't be bothered, isn't it? But if that had been a rock star concert, if that had been one of these people that came here, I don't know who, not Madonna, but some of these other people that came, they would have made sure everything was in place. So they don't care. That's what I'm telling you. They don't care. And then they want to give me coaching saying that I didn't show empathy and compassion. The Indian supervisors. You must be kidding. You must be kidding. What, do you want me to grovel? What exactly do you want me to do? Because I can assure you, if I was somebody who had no empathy and no compassion, I wouldn't have gotten to where I am today. I wouldn't have been able to graduate from WITS. I wouldn't have been able to work at Johannesburg Child Welfare. I wouldn't have been able to go out and serve at soup kitchens or visit the homeless or take out brown bag meals to them or sacrifice my meal so I can take a tin to the church for the Good Shepherd's ministry. I wouldn't have done any of that if I had no compassion and no empathy. And the St. Michael's Hospital would definitely have not given me a certificate to say that I have empathy and compassion. Why would they? I'm telling you, what's happening is very, very sad. It's very, very sad. It doesn't take one person for success on a team. It takes everybody. It takes everybody. And if you don't care about us, the people who are doing your work, your company is going to fail. And if you don't believe me, look at what's happened to Credit Suisse, to TD, to Teleperformance. They're finding them billions, but what have they done to the best of the best workers like me? They've ruined our health, they've ruined our family life, they've ruined our opportunities. There's limited opportunities I can do now. I can't go back into that call center work and sit with those headphones the whole day because I have a problem with my ears now. So they lost one of their best workers, and not just me. It's not just happening to me. I'm not a selfish person. It's like not, oh, there she goes again. It's always about her. She's always complaining. It's not. I'm giving you my story because you can't talk about other people's stories. Other people have to say their own story. Other people have to tell their own journey. And it takes a lot of courage to stand up for your human rights in this country because they favor the Muslims. They favor the Hindus in this country. They don't favor the Christians. They don't like the ones who make things better for everybody. If they did, what happened with that Blue Jays game, with all the transit being shut down, wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't. My cupboards would be bare if the relatives in America were not sending me some money. They would be bare. Because they helped me, because they sent me money, I could pay my rent. I could get some food. Do you think I came to this country to live like that? To be a graduate and graduate and land up with egg on my face, land up being called a bum, land up being sworn at and shouted at on the calls, or have the stigma of people saying, oh yeah, she couldn't get anything else, so she's working in the call center. You know what? That's true. I couldn't get anything else because it was all coordinated to keep me out of work, to make me lose my jobs. It's not a joke. The people that get to the top, that get to where they are, they get there because they had the support of everybody on the team. From the managers to HR to the CEOs, they all had the support. I didn't. And part of it was because I stood up for human rights. That's what it was. I didn't do anything wrong. I stood up for what was right. And people didn't like it. Well, now good. Now Teleperformance is paying fines by the billions, just like TD, just like all the banks. We would have gone into another global recession if Credit Suisse had failed. And it might still happen because the Americans are fighting it. They're saying what they did is wrong. It doesn't matter if UBS took them over. It doesn't matter what they did. People are suing them. And I was only there for 6 months and I was accused of being fixated and obsessed with them. You must be kidding. I just wanted my references. That's all I wanted. You must be kidding. Nobody's obsessed with you. Nobody wants what you have. We all want to earn our own. We all want to work and come up and have the pride of saying, I earned this. I did it. Nobody's going to just come and pitch up at your house because you're a CEO. Not me anyway. Or because you're a managing director. We don't care. We want to accomplish those things, at least for me. I want to accomplish those things on my own and have the satisfaction of saying I worked for it, I earned it. We want the satisfaction of knowing that people chose the right things and the right values. But they don't. They don't. And I'm not going to be careful what I'm saying when it comes to this, because it's the truth. I got accused by the police of lying to them because people here in the condo wouldn't confirm what was happening. I didn't lie to anybody. I didn't lie. I didn't lie to the Toronto police. I didn't lie at Pearson Airport. I didn't lie at Heathrow Airport. I told the truth. That other people wouldn't confirm what was happening. Or they're saying, oh, I couldn't remember. Well, that's not my fault. I'm not going to go to jail because you couldn't remember what was happening or because you didn't understand what I was saying. It's the truth. This is the reality. And even Regis College, I don't even go there anymore. After I graduated, I went a few times for a couple of talks. Other than that, I don't go. Even when I get the invitations, I don't go. I go to my local church. I send them, like I'll send them the names of the dead in my family and friends to pray for. But why am I going to go all the way downtown when I can go next door to my church? Or I can join in the mass online. For what? Let the students enjoy the college. I had my time. My time is done. Unless I get a job there, or I'm working there, or teaching there, or helping as a teaching assistant, why would I want to go there? Or to go to any of the companies that I worked at? My time is done. I moved on. I have no reason to go to those companies. I only went back if I'm dropping off something like for Christmas, and even that I don't do anymore. Because here people think you're obsessed with them just because you're having a courtesy and taking something for them. Billions of people do it all over the world. It's considered a sign of having manners to take something for somebody at Christmas or at Easter. It's thought of as being somebody who's educated and cultured. But oh no, not Credit Suisse, not them. So, you can't teach people who don't want to learn. That's what I say. If you don't want to learn, you're not going to learn. If you want to learn, nothing can stop you from learning. Nothing. If you want to learn, you have many options to learn. I'm just one resource. You have many, many options to learn, but you have to be able to discern what is good and what is bad. And if you're not educated in the scriptures, you're going to have a very, very hard time discerning what is good and what is bad. Even all my papers and everything at Regis that I wrote, those things came through from childhood. It's not, they didn't teach me everything. Yeah, they taught me some of the things and the terminology and liberation theology about how God calls us to freedom. But all of those things are there in the Bible anyway. They're things we grow up with. It's a matter of how they form them, how they shape them, and how they bring in those theological references and philosophies and ideas. There's things that people have used to commit murders. There's things that people have used to create havoc on this earth. And you know what? If President Trump goes into Nigeria, I'll support him. Because they're killing the Christians. There's no respect for Christians in Canada. Nothing. There's no accommodation for health. There's no accommodation for religion. I paid my dues. I got up when it was dark and I went to work. At 4 a.m, I used to get up and then go wait for that bus or walk to the bus stop. I went in the dark. I came home in the dark. I earned my way, not just here, but in all the other countries I lived in England, in South Africa, in Zimbabwe. I don't deserve to land up penniless with no property and nothing of my own, and not to have a job and the dignity of work. There are other people who don't deserve it, and they're getting the jobs, and that's the sad part about Canada. I'm telling you, it's the reality.